Hey everyone, it's Terry and Rosie here. I've got we're going to show you the Stihl electric chainsaw, the MSA 220C. We're going to put a new chain on it today. It's supposed to have a toolless chain system. So we're going to talk about this a little bit and demo putting on the chain, and Rosie's going to film here. So hopefully all goes well. This is going to be live and unedited, so if I struggle with it, you'll get to see my struggles. But this is the Stihl MSA 220C. Here we go. Here's Rosie. This is the toolless part. You just lift that up and then that unturns. It's made of plastic, so saw's only 6 months old for me, so I question I'm always nervous with plastic parts. Try to get the dirt out here, so usually get a lot of build up. So it's kind of got this wheel here is what loosens or tightens the chain, and this black part here turns this wheel. This little gear here turns that wheel. And it's reverse of what you would think it is. It's and I always like to lay out the chain. I like to lay out the chain and how everything goes on. We're gonna have these chisels here, get close to the chisels. You're gonna have them going forward, so pointing forward as they are here. So you always look at the way it goes on, and then the Stihl logo, we'll put that there. So pay attention to the way things go together if you're new at it. I've been doing it a few years, so, but that's kind of, you get your chain laid out, and then we'll kind of get this cleaned off. But so you're getting to see the real struggles of getting this off. I don't know if there's dirt under there or what the circumstances is. I assume that little wheel comes off. Well, we may avoid taking that off. We'll see how we deal with that now, later. I need some paper towels here. So, not sure. I would think that lifts off. There we go. Just really set on there hard. So that does lift off of there. Like I said, there's the old chain, and got the new one there ready to go. We'll clean this up a little bit. Makes it a little nicer. Thing about the electric, it doesn't have an air filter like a gas motor. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's that. So no air filter. Usually on a gas one, I check the plug, air filter, clean that stuff up at this time. But with the electric, there's none of that to do. No spark plug, no air filter. So just go straight to the chain. So you set the chain in, get it down in the groove here. My hands aren't as nimble as they used to be. And that's pretty sharp. Like I said, and then, yeah. Like I said, this wheel is your adjuster. Tap that on. There you go. So that's over the sprocket. You got the chain on the sprocket. And the most critical thing people do wrong is these chisels. They put the chain on backwards, and then when you go to start it and you get everything together, if that's on backwards, it will not cut. The cutting is on this side. These chisels right here where I'm pointing, I'll get the thing. That chisel there is the cutting portion. It's up here like on that, you know, each one of them, and that must be facing forward on the top bar, because that's what cutting does not cut on the back side, it cuts on the front side. So if you have that backwards, your saw will not work correctly. So we'll do that. Let me blow this off a little bit. Also, when you're doing this, first thing you want to do is take out the battery, because you don't want it to accidentally start up and spin this. Same with the gas one. You want to be careful, especially with the electric, because they're more automatic. So you put this back in there. That screw goes on that, the nut, and then this plastic part spins it, and then this is the self-adjusting part. So once this is on, this black dial up here on the top, adjust it. So, and to tighten this part up, it's just hand tight. You don't wrench it very hard, because it's just plastic. So you just get it tight enough that there's some tension on it to hold the thing. Then you can see right there we're a little loose, so we're going to spin this here. Seems to be a little stiff. So you keep this a little loose here, the adjuster, and then you can get it a little tighter. So So you keep this plus is forward, which tightens it, and then the going backwards, reverse, loosens it. So I like to have a Kleenex, because that, like again, that chain's pretty sharp. So I check the tension. I don't like it too tight, but you don't want it bowing out like that. You want it to snap back. So That's pretty good. We might go one more click. That's pretty good because it's a new chain, it'll break in. So now the final thing, once you got that on, and gotta get the brake off there, the brake system, so you can kind of manually, this is where you have a little rag because you gotta be careful, these chisels are very sharp. It'll cut your hand, so you want that to turn pretty smoothly. So that's not bad, it'll quickly break in. It's a little tight, but not bad. See, it's running pretty good. Chisels are going forward, so you're tightening this thing back up at the end. Just hand tight again, you don't get it, this is not meant to have a wrench on it, so don't get in there and pry on it. Just hand tight, and then flip that down, and then you can check your sag and you're ready to go. So that's how you change a chain on a Stihl MSA 220C, their new electric saw. I just bought that 6 months ago. And so then you want to also, as you're doing that, then this is where you add the oil. So you have no spark plug and air filter. So at this time, you'd pry that off and check the oil. So it's a little low, not too bad, but we'll top that off. So I gotta find some oil. Just bear with me, I didn't set the oil over there. And to me, I just use any kind of oil as long as you got oil. This is just a Shell Rotella 5W40, so it's a synthetic, but they make separate chain saw oil. I don't know that there's a lot of difference with the oils, so whatever you have, as long as you have oil, something decent. It's winter time here, so a little thinner oil might work better in the cold. Thinner oil flows and lubricates a little bit better in the cold weather, but in the summer you may have a 2050 or something, 2040 or some heavier. So then the final thing is, this is the battery system. I've got the AP300S. I believe this is their more powerful high performance battery. I got 2 of these and bought the charger, quick charger. I think they have a slow, regular charge and a high quick charge. So I got the bigger battery and the higher charger. So as I said, you remove this. You just squeeze these 2 levers here, back and forth, and that's how you remove it. It comes out, and then you can put it in your charger. Has a readout here. When you press that button, if it all lights up, it tells you how much more power. I'm getting about, depends on what you're cutting, but 40 to 60 cuts through wood is fairly typical. So there's that. Put it better, there's your blade brake. Then you can, there you go. So now we'll take this back off. I'd run it a little bit more for safety. Anytime, check the chain and you can see it's pretty snappy. It's a little tight, but still good.
It's 14 already.
So there you go. And you put in the logo facing backwards. It really only goes in one way. There you go. That's on the Stihl. I'll grab that. Rosie was holding it. So that's how you change the chain on the Stihl MSA 220C, and check the oil. It's been a good saw, but I think compared to gas, this saw was $1,200 I paid for it roughly, with the batteries and the charger. That was a little extra. And so I think for a $1,200 saw, it doesn't get rated very good, because to me that's pro level, big, you know, tree lumberjack type of saw. And this one, in comparison to one of them bigger Stihl saws, you know, it's no contest. This is like a kid's saw. So I think if they were $300 or $400, then that would be where their price point is. That I would call it a, you know, very good saw. But I'm a landscaper for 41 years, and I can, you know, buy kind of what I want at this point. And so I wanted to have electric saw for some smaller jobs and quick cleanup and some trail maintenance where I wanted to be a little more quiet. And for them purposes, it does the job. So, but it does seem to not quite have the power. You got to really, can't force it through the wood, and the blade has to be sharp. So good little saw, but it's, in my humble opinion, it's well overpriced for what it does. So it's not $1,200. It should be about $300 or $400. Then I'd call it a good saw, a great saw. But it is a good saw, just overpriced in my opinion. So that's my review and my how to change the chain, a toolless chain on the Stihl electric saws. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.